Hey, welcome to Former Food Podcast. It's your main man, Pastor Messy, y'all. And here with my beautiful host and my handsome host over to my left and right. Go ahead.
Yo, this is Tati. Tasty Topic with Tati.
This your boy Quay.
Already. I thought you were finna give us a little bit more.
I was gonna put a little twist on it. I was like, nah.
Hey, but you are tuning in with Former Foods Podcast, where we are talking about the latest trending topics. We talk about different things on more advanced spirituality level. Today is a special day. We have a very guest in the building, and we would like to welcome him out to Former Foods, y'all. Kaos, y'all.
Yeah.
Peace. How y'all doing?
Thank you for coming out, Kaos. Thank you. I appreciate you for coming out, man. From what I know about you, man, I love the energy. I love you. I appreciate you for coming out and being a guest on Former Foods. Before we even go into it, I'd like for you to go ahead and introduce yourself.
All right, thank you. Well, so much for having me. Well, first things first, I'm from Wisconsin, from Milwaukee. Go Bucks, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so I've been on my spiritual journey since the age of like 19, 20-ish. And pretty much was just born out of darkness. You know, one of me and my friends were having a conversation, and we were having a conversation about the chosen. We're like, how do you differentiate the chosen ones from the ones that are imitating? And we found that it's usually the people who found spirituality from a spiritual experience. And then some people find spirituality from other spiritual people that bring them in. So that's usually the difference. So my spirituality was born out of, you know, just me seeking power, and I end up finding myself in the process.
Oh, wow. Okay. So that's pretty much how your spiritual enlightenment started, with you going out and kind of learning and obtaining your own inner power per se for yourself. It wasn't something you was born in or your parents or anything like that?
No, I was raised in the church just like the average black boy. You know, was taught that Jesus was the way. And we get into that deeper because that's actually true and false at the same time. So like we can dissect that. But I just never fully resonated with the church because I remember asking questions and being told, don't question God. And I'm like, well, why did he give me the ability to question then?
If I can't question.
If I can't exercise it, it just doesn't add up. And then on top of my grandma, like always telling us stories about ghosts and stuff. So it was like that spiritual part of me was always alive. It was like seeds that she was planting, and then they started to bear fruit later on.
So at this point, do you choose a religion?
I would like to believe that I'm an omnist. So I believed in truth in all religions. Instead of preaching separation, saying that everybody, you're right. I'm saying we all right. Each of us got a piece of the puzzle. If we come together, we will realize where we all make sense, but we're arguing over the messenger. But what was the message?
Exactly.
Wow, that's dope.
Exactly. So that's the definition of omnius.
Basically, the belief that all religions contain the truth, and that putting them all together is what brings us together.
I just wanted to clarify for the viewers.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's dope, man. I appreciate that. So another question that I gotta ask is, why do you think numerology is important, and how does it help us in today's society?
You saying numerology?
Yes, correct.
Now that's a very deep topic. So let me take a swig of water on that. Because the answer is very simple, but it's very elegant. So, number one, numbers are the language of God. The numbers influence your life in every aspect, right? The most popular way that people think of the numbers is what? Their birthday. Oh, I'm a Cancer, I'm a Gemini, right? Because of numbers, because of a month, a day, a time, a location. All of these numbers give you certain aspects about yourself, but we ignore the other aspects of where these numbers play into our life. So if you look at each number like a spiritual energy that we have access to based off of our phone number, our address, our birthday, our name, that's the part where people are like, what, my name? Yes, because each letter of the alphabet has a numerical equivalent, right?
You're correct.
So your name actually has more letters in it than your birthday. Your birthday can only have what, 8
Right.
numbers?
The most, right.
At the most, unless you from another planet or something. But yes, your name holds more power than your birthday. And so this is my mission, is to get people to understand how these numbers play in our life. They are in the year that you in. Like, you have a number that's associated with you personally. For your year, you might be in a 1 year, which represents new beginnings. So this is the great year for you to start new projects like this podcast, or et cetera, et cetera. Someone else might be in a 7 year, which is all about introspection and isolation. So now I'm taking a step away to analyze things, and because the next following year is 8, which represents power. So you had to take that step away to come back full force. Like, it's like these numbers, they talking to us, and we got to understand the language in order to be able to move in alignment.
Can you give me an example off of myself? Because what you saying numbers, I really would like to understand, get a deeper understand of what you mean by when you say birthdays. So if I gave you my birthday, is there anything that you can give me that can kind of give me an understanding of what you mean when you was just speaking about the number?
Yes, absolutely. What's your birthday?
November 19th, 86.
Okay. So being born in November is a master number, right? One and one.
Right.
So, and then also being born on the 19th is significant as well, because if you add 1 and 9 together, that equals 10. You add 1 and 0 together, that equals 1. So these are actually 3 ones in sequential order that comes with your birthday. Okay. So the leadership ability with you is very prominent, right?
Wow.
You know, you're very intuitive, very headstrong, very sure of yourself, very confident. And you pretty much, it's very hard to see you shake under pressure, because, you know, you understand that you got to put on that persona, or just even have that face, because people are looking up to you, right? That's all that one energy that you got just from your birthday. But what's your first name?
Andre.
Andre?
A.
The first letter of his name is A. And that's a 1. Yes. So you see, it's crazy how it's like a correlation, because a lot of times, like, your life path and your destiny number and all that stuff, is like these numbers will be so prominent in your name and pronounced in your name. And again, our name wasn't an accident.
Right.
A lot of people like to think that was like some random event. Like, my parents just named me David just because they felt like it. No, that was a divine event. On the energetic level, that name was given to you, and then your parents picked up on the frequency, and then it manifested, because your soul was drawn to that, especially the first vowel of your name. Your soul is drawn especially to the first vowel. A. Andre, right?
Yes, correct.
This makes you an aggressive, assertive type leader. Right? So if you think about people,
He got right.
if you think about people
That's my first vow.
in history who had A as the first letter or first vowel of their name, Malcolm X, right? Adolf Hitler, Alexander the Great, Napoleon Bonaparte, all these people had an aggressive, regardless of if their agenda was benevolent or malevolent, their approach was near identical by any means necessary. Right?
Absolutely.
And you carry that energy, because that's the one, is a spiritual energy. Things innovate, things create. I could even take it a step further. So all of us, we were all born in the 1900s, right?
Right.
The energy of 1 was prominent throughout the 1900s. That's the reason why there was so much, the Industrial Revolution. That's why there was so much war and all that stuff, because that's the 1 energy. 1 is a male energy. So 1 wants to dominate, wants to lead, wants to innovate, wants to control. But then guess what happened when we moved into the 2000s? We moved into feminine energy. 2 is the woman energy.
Wow.
And think about how much an abundance of feminine energy now. People want to be women. It's not even women. You know what I mean?
Wow.
It's like everyone's so sensitive nowadays. We got the
sound about
cancel
right. I was
culture.
trying to figure it out.
This is all because of an energetic frequency that happened because of numbers.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. Wow.
I really believe that. I really believe that.
Wow,
I've been trying to figure out why so many men want to be women. I've really been thinking that. Like, why?
Frequency.
And that number 2.
That number 2. And think about it like this. The year 2000, we had a 2 with 3 zeros behind it. Anytime a zero's behind a number, it amplifies it. We won't see a single digit with 3 zeros behind it until the year what?
3,000.
A whole 1,000 years. That's how prominent that shift was. That happens once 1,000 years.
And that's why it's and it kind of makes sense what you're saying, because that's why everything is geared towards effeminate behavior now. Even when you're watching TV, you're going out in public, everything has kind of like a feminine feel to it. Like even leading now per se, if I may, even leading now into household is more so led with the feminine.
The women are literally the ones leading it right now. Women like systematically make more than men. This is a shift that we've never had before, you know. But, you know, I'm going to tell you what the duality is between this number, right?
Okay.
Because each number, if we look at it like a spiritual energy, we have to look at it like when the light is on and when the light is off, right? So when your light is on with the A in your name, you exhibit the positive characteristics of a true leader. You're patient, you're kind, you're caring, you're intuitive, all of that, right? Mm-hmm. But especially probably when you were younger, you exhibited the darker sides of the one, which can be arrogant, can be egotistical, or can be stubborn, domineering, right? You probably have to work through that energy. That's the same thing. But with this 2 energy, 2, see, where 1 would rather lead, 2 would rather sit back and support. 1 wanted to be in the spotlight, 2 was like, I'll be in the background. Mm-hmm. So the energy that we're going into right now, at its highest potential, it represents community, because 2 is a number that brings people together. 2 represents support and partnership. So truly what we're learning to do as a collective is to work together. Mm-hmm. But the dark side of that is, people being oversensitive, people not being able to work together, people being manipulative. Is just like a lot that comes along with that.
Absolutely. So let me ask you this then, because with the number 2, right, and maybe I could be reading into it too much or whatever. Is that why you hear so much as with the couple 2 as the pair that completes and kind of join together? Am I reading in too much into that?
No, that's the symbolism. This is a universal law that everything has a divine order. Even the things that we don't understand, it has a purpose and a place, you know. So 2, that's the union between divine masculine and divine feminine. That's 2. Then you move into 3, which is the Holy Trinity, which represents the 2 bringing more, you know, coming together to bring a new life, right? It's creativity. That's what 3 represents. So, but also I forgot to mention that another dark side of the 2 energy, the 2 can fall into deep depression because it's so sensitive. So if you think about it, look at how this younger generation, they so depressed, right? They are a generation of depressed people with happy pictures.
Wow.
That's deep.
That's what's really going on behind the scenes. And that's why they're taken to substance abuse and all that stuff, escapism, through drugs, alcohol, sex, all that stuff, because there's the overabundance of 2 energy. If we don't utilize it the correct way, then it will utilize us.
Wow. Facts. So on the screen, do you feel that more people are waking up now to this spiritual thing? Is it becoming more conscious? And I'm not to separate anybody, but mainly in the Black community, do you feel that this is starting to wake up in our Black community, opposed to on a spiritual level as you are? People becoming more conscious, more aware of these numbers, and
I believe so.
Absolutely.
See, what's happening is a paradigm shift. You know, as I was speaking about us being born in the 1900s and that one energy that was prominent. So the beginning of that was the age of Pisces. That's why you see all the symbolism in the Bible with Jesus and the fish and all that stuff that represent the Pisces area. But then the whole 2012 end of the world thing, that was all symbolic. Everybody was really running for the hills, but he was talking about the ending of that age and us coming into the age of Aquarius. And Aquarius is all about new knowledge and understanding and new perspectives and stuff like that. So that's what's happening on an energetic level, is that we are rising as a consciousness, you know, and people are asking questions and really asking the hard questions, you know, and wanting to know the answers. So that's why it's so important for people like me and just everyone who's on this journey to spread the correct information, because we are in the information age, and guess how they combat that is with misinformation. So that's so important, because I remember being on my spiritual journey in the beginning, watching this show called Spirit Science, which literally talks about how spirituality and science are merging together, and they can prove spiritual things with science now. Example, I could take a picture of you with a camera and capture your aura. And because everything manifests energetically first, if you was drinking a lot and you was moving into liver cancer, it was showing your aura before the doctors could even pick up on it. Right? This is the age that we living in. But then I remember months into watching those videos, I started seeing these other videos come out trying to debunk them. And that was the beginning of the misinformation age. So just like, you got to pick a side, like they're trying to divide everyone,
Absolutely.
Like, so I think that you're extremely articulate and well informed about what it is that you're teaching. At what age did you dive into this journey?
19, 20.
How old are you now?
33.
33.
Has it been okay? So with the level of spirituality, with the level of energy that you present, I know it has had to been a battle with family members, with people, your friends, people probably you grew up with, up going into the age of 19, right? That you said you started and you dived in this. What was it like when you took that dive and you had to go along and certain families not like this and certain friends not want to be a part? What was that like?
Ah, man. It's funny because when I first started doing readings, man, my family roasted me. I mean, we from the hood, so they're like, calling me now, me a free reading, who you think you is, right? And then as they start to see it pick up, they like, hey, cuz I need a reading, right? So that was a full circle moment for me. But to take you back to the beginning, the first thing that I learned about spirituality was literally about the subconscious mind. And how people do power poses. As you see, I'm doing one right now. But basically, the whole premise of it is that the subconscious mind is influenced by your posture and vice versa. So if you slouch and, you sit like this, at some point, you're going to start to feel that way. You're going to start to feel low. So when you sit you sit with the right posture and stuff like that, it's like your subconscious mind picks up on that. So that was the first thing. I'm like, oh, I started adopting that. I'm like, wow. And then you seeing all the monarchs and celebrities and all these people do that. And this is why they're doing these mudras and stuff. So the second thing I jumped into was the power of meditation and how consciousness literally rules this realm. And again, spirituality being born out of spiritual experiences, I had to experience this firsthand, how this works. And it was actually an interesting experience. I was working as a dishwasher at a country club, got promoted to a cook, and the dude who promoted me, he got a better job. So they brought in a new chef. New chef wasn't feeling me because I'm new. He is like a baby, chop the onions, So he was giving me a hard time. And I was genuinely trying. I was genuinely interested in learning how to cook. So I found this little online class that was talking about how to use your mind to manifest your reality. And they take you into this daydream called a flow dream. And basically, you close your eyes and then you imagine bringing your awareness about 10, 15 feet above your head. And then you'll feel this current of energy. They call it the flow. And it's this energy that's pulling you into the next moment, into the next moment, the next moment. So then they ride the flow into a future that you want to experience. So I'm like, well, I want to experience a future where my boss is not being an asshole to me. So I go into this future reality and they basically experience the energy. How does it feel? So I'm experiencing, bro, apologizing to me, and me, I'm feeling how it feels to excel as a chef. Oh man, cooking is cool. So it was 3 days that I did this consistently because I was off of work. It was Friday, I had to go back in Monday. Man, I go back into work Monday. This man pulled me in the office. I'm thinking it backfired. He finna fire me. Damn, this mind over matter stuff don't really work, man. But he literally Floyd, something just came over me, man. And I just realized I've been really hard on you. And I can tell that you really been trying. And then he just gave me the apologies that I wanted. And ever since then, the work Like, you know what I'm saying? They gave me a letter of recommendation, all that stuff, but my mind manifested that on an energetic level. And from that moment, I was like, okay, what else can I do with this stuff?
Right.
You know, like, it's crazy.
So I went down your reels. I'm sorry, y'all. I went down your reels and I saw one reel that it had Jim Carrey on it, and it was speaking on Jim Carrey. He was saying he wanted the bike when he was younger and how he manifest that. I wanna speak a little bit about what it is you can manifest into the universe that can actually come out, right? So when I was younger, I used to, and we, a lot of times when we, y'all know the fountains that you go and you throw a penny in, and that was one other thing, make a wish, right? So I would always speak into the universe, and I would say 3 things that I wanted, right? As you know, I went through a little trouble with my mom not being in my life. She was taken away due to situations in her life where she couldn't raise me, right? So I would go every day and I would wish for my mom to be off of drugs. I would wish for $1 million. This is true facts. And then I will wish for, I think it was kind of like my family to be back together. And I'm gonna tell you how strong it is. You absolutely right when you start to speak those things and manifest it into the universe. So later in the years, my mom got cleaned off of drugs. Later in the years, I touched $1 million. Later in the years, you know, my family, I mean, we're not as tight as we was, but we much better. Yeah, it's much better than it was. So speak a little bit on that about manifestation, because it's real. I believe that it's real. And as long as you speak it and you give the energy with it that requires once you speak it into reality, because it's there. Once I've learned before, whatever you release into the universe, you have to know that it is going somewhere to grow. So at some point in time, that manifest, it might not happen in the year today or next year, but that manifestation is still out there. And at some point in time, it's going to come into your life.
So I'm going to take a very complicated subject and I'm going to break it down to the most digestible parts that we can get to. So number one, we have to go into quantum physics, right? And we have to understand how one particle can exist in many different realities simultaneously, okay? And this is a representation of you because you're full of trillions of atoms, okay? So when you hear someone say everything that exists in the universe is inside of you, when you hear people say that, right? We don't really give that the weight and the significance that it deserves, because we are literally walking gods and goddesses, walking universes individually, okay? So to take it a step further, you don't manifest anything. You don't create anything. It has already been created. Everything that could happen, will happen, is happening right now in many different parallel universes. You got to let that sink in for a moment, because people are like, what? But yes, this is scientific fact. So once we can digest that and understand that there's a version of you that's experiencing every potential scenario known to men. There's a version of you with 5 kids. There's a version of you with a brand new house in Beverly Hills. There's a version of you that's in Halle Berry position. You know what I'm saying? Like, once we understand that, now all you have to do is energetically tune into the version of you that you want to be.
Wow.
So you don't believe in the manifestation thing at all?
No, this is the secret behind manifestation. We do manifest, but it's because we already possess it. It's just hidden from us.
Because for me, right? So like, I don't know, manifestation, I've always been kind of big on this. So like, I don't even like singing certain songs. You know, like, I believe like everything that you say out your mouth, like you literally like inviting it into your life.
That's an energetic contract, Akashic agreement. Every word spoken is an agreement. I was just in a scenario at the studio and we was having some banter, and my mentor said something to the engineer. And then the engineer said, yeah, I'm going through some little things right now. And then my mentor said, without a foe, the soldier don't know his strength. You know, like some allegorical metaphor. And then the guy was like, no, I don't have no foes. Like, and he was adamant, I don't have no foes. I'm going through challenges. It's a difference. And they went at it for 30 minutes about that one thing. But then the whole thing I took away from it, he was saying, if I accept that you saying I have a foe, then that energy will manifest. I'm like, okay, these are gems.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Facts.
This is something new to me because I'm not really into the spiritual thing. So this is something new to me. That's why I'm kind of quiet and just listening and observing and looking around because I'm really learning something new. But I do want to know, because I do know that your rings, they're copper, right?
Yes.
Around it. And that I do so know a little bit about that.
The benefits of copper.
Yeah, so it's something with the blood, right?
Helps purify the blood and all that stuff. But also, if I had a copper glass or something, then it would be purifying that water as well.
Oh wow. Oh yeah, that's dope. Okay,
What
so
about the inside of the rings? I'm sorry.
Also,
Go ahead,
each one of these crystals, carries an energetic signature. So I got pyrite on the pinky ring. Pyrite is money, big money, prosperity, energy. Then I have orange calcite and kyanite, and these are just all for sacral chakra balancing. I have lapis lazuli here. This is throat chakra energy. Allow me to speak eloquently, deliver my intention effortlessly. And then I have rose quartz here for the heart chakra to keep me coming from higher vibrations, because we have these different energetic pools of energy in our body called chakras, and a lot of people choose to operate from the third one, which is ego. So I choose to transcend that and move into the heart where the real power is. And then the ring finger is just clear quartz, which is like, it's about expanding your aura, purifying your aura and energy, and also it amplifies the energy of every other crystal in my hand.
So
Go ahead.
So you a big person on being around the wrong energy. That takes away, and you don't like to be in the presence of any kind of negative energy because you feel that energy can rub off, and it can enter you, especially when you at a different place in your life. You don't want those kind of energies to be around you. And so how do you deal with that when you're in a vicinity or in different spaces? Is it something that you just be like, you know what, the energy is too off in here, I'm going to go? Or do you say, is it something that you do to obtain your energy when you're in the presence of others that don't obtain the same energy you have?
Yeah, so if you notice, spiritual people got their hair wrapped a lot. It's a significance to that, because we have a higher self. It's also known as our ori. So like people's auras talk and interact with each other. So like that's why you can catch a vibe off somebody. Somebody walk in the room, they ain't said nothing, but you like, let me hide my possessions. Like, who are you, sir? That's because, again, energetically, we are a lot more in tune than we even give ourselves credit for. So, when you wrap your head, it protects you from absorbing energy, that you don't want to absorb. So like the rule of thumb is that when you're around unfamiliar energy, wrap your head. When you're around friends and family, and you can be cool, but that's pretty much it. So that's the first thing is keeping wrapping your head in white. And second thing I noticed from being an energy worker, from doing readings at a high level, was I noticed at the beginning of my journey, I got so burnt out from doing readings, like to the point where I couldn't even talk. And so luckily, hey, shout out to Down Under, man. Shout out to Australia, man. One of the light workers hit me up. It was just like at the right time, like, yeah, you need to do this to cleanse your energy. And then she taught me, like I say, I never ever leave a house without it. It's a selenite crystal. And so what this does, this is so powerful that it purifies other crystals. So this don't ever need to be cleansed or nothing like that. This cleanses everything else. So I sleep with this. Like I got these under my pillow. All over the house, and it's a little simple meditation that you do, where you pretty much just like imagine this energy, because it's like this is literally white light in physical form. If I can put it in any broader terms, that's how healing this crystal is. So I imagine that white light, like just emanating from the crystal over me, my aura, my bedroom, and it just disseminates any negative energies that I pick up from doing readings. Because without that, I'll be drained, won't be able to operate at the level that I do.
Oh wow, that's dope, man.
It is. So I have another question. With you being spiritual, do you guys eat a certain way, or is it
great question.
Yeah.
Because that's a big debate in the spiritual community. So we got the word veganism it was actually born from different intentions, but then someone spiritual took it and then made it a cornerstone of health. So we got to first dissect that. The word vegan had nothing to do with health and everything to do with saving animals, right? So then someone took that and made it the cornerstone for health, but really the cornerstone for health is plant-based, It's plant-based. So that's why I don't even call myself a vegan. I'm plant-based. But the second thing is that everybody feels like everyone should be doing the same thing. Not everyone should be plant-based because it's based off of your blood type, whether you should or should not be eating meat at all. To take it a step further, we all should be eating more fruits and vegetables. We all should be eating as close to, alive food because we eating dead food. Think about it, a pack of ramen noodles and some hot dogs. What real life force are you getting from that? That's the reason why then you fall, like it disrupts your hormonal imbalance and then you feel low vibrational, angry because of on a sensitive level, like on an energetic level. So I'll just sum that up with saying this. I used to ask myself this question. How is it that the high vibrational people I know, all of them don't share the same diet? Some of them eat pepperoni pizza and bacon cheeseburgers, but they smart as hell and just as articulate as me. So this is a question I pondered. I'm like, Spirit, give me the answer to this. And then one day it came in the form of an article. Now, it might have been Cambridge University, it might have been Columbia, but one of these universities did a study where they took rabbits, 3 different groups of rabbits, and they gave these rabbits cyanide poisoning. The first 2 groups of rabbits died from cyanide poisoning. The third group of rabbit did not die. So the question was posed, why didn't the third group die? The only difference was the third group, right before they gave them the poison, they pet the rabbit's head, gave it a kiss, gave it some affection, whatever, and then gave it the poison. And that simple act of giving it love changed the poison in their brain to a beneficial chemical.
Wow.
Okay.
So that was the whole thing was your state of mind can turn medicine into poison or can turn poison into medicine.
Wow, that's deep.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, that's deep.
So to answer your question, like at the end of the day, it do matter what you eat, but your mind state matters more.
Right. Okay. I understand that.
Okay, got another question for you. Many people seem to be confused about shadow work. Can you give us clarity on what shadow work is?
Okay. Before I go into that, I've seen some people saying shadow work is evil. I've seen some Christians saying that. And that's fallacy because literally how can writing in a journal your emotions be evil, right? That's just some form of ritualistic indoctrination. But the truth, if there was a spiritual dictionary, shadow work, definition, anything that one does to heal. So shadow work could be you singing in the shower. Shadow work could be you dancing to that Afrobeat music. Shadow work could be you calling your homegirl to vent. It could obviously be you journaling. It could be doing music. It could be art for you. It's whatever it is for you. Mm-hmm. So everybody's done shadow work because we all got our outlets. To some people, it might be rolling the doobie. It's they shadow work. I'm getting away with myself and,
So is it called shadow work or shadow word?
Shadow work.
Work, okay.
Yeah. But there's different techniques to shadow work, and I happen to be, I guess you could consider a specialist in it because I took a technique that I was taught and then I remixed it with other stuff that I knew about magic and I just created a super powerful form of shadow work. And that's actually what I teach to I have a theory because every time somebody reaches out to me for a reading, they always say the same thing. They say, we were drawn to your energy. It was just, I've had so many people I wanted to get readings from, but it was you. And I always say, I believe it's because I offer more than just cards with my readings. Literally, I'm offering this shadow work thing on top of that. Because like most readers would be like, hey, you need to heal. $44. Like I could have figured that out. I could have told you I need to heal. But I'm gonna be like, you need to heal, and here's how to do it.
Oh wow. Okay.
That's the difference because it's like going to a mechanic. Like I'm paying you to tell me what's wrong with my car. but you're not gonna be able to fix it. Like,
right. What am I coming to you
yeah,
for?
that's how I'm looking at spirituality nowadays. People are just paying to get diagnosed, but it's like, who's actually offering
The help.
the solution? Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. Can I ask you what is my life path number and what does it mean?
Okay. Can I get somebody to bring me my jacket?
Absolutely.
Or if I could just simply
Absolutely.
get a pen and paper, either or, because I got a notebook in my
Okay. Your jacket is
Do me
right
as
behind you. It's right behind you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. So, what is your life path number? Let's see. Thank you. Appreciate you. All right. So, you said your birthday was 11/19,
Correct.
and then what year?
86.
Okay. So, it's so important when you are calculating, doing numerology, is the way that you reduce, because there's so many different ways to reduce. Most people would just add the number straight up, 11 plus 19 plus 1986. But if you do that, you miss out on potential master numbers. Like, you might be a master number, and we would know that unless I reduced first, right? So we're gonna all learn the correct way to calculate somebody's life path number. Now, before we do that, because there's a disconnection that's going on in mainstream society. So what people actually think their life path number is not really what it is. Okay. So mainstream society says, in order for me to find your life path number, I have to add up your birthday. Okay. That's incorrect, because destiny can only be determined by dates, cycles, events, and time. Your birthday is a date, a cycle, an event, and time. You cannot get destiny from anything other than that. So why would my birthday equal my life path? No, it equals my destiny. So me adding up your birthday here, I'm really calculating your destiny number, not your life path. In order for me to find your life path number, I have to take your name, because your name tells us who you are and your birthday tells us why you are.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
So if you do, which one do you want me to calculate, destiny or life path?
I'll take the life path.
The life path? Okay, so what's your full name?
Andre, Andre Williams.
Do you have a middle name?
R. Rashawn, Reshon.
And then Williams spelled the regular way?
Correct.
Okay, so this takes a little bit of seconds. So
Okay.
How I do it is I take the numerical value, and if it's a vowel, I write it above it. If it's a consonant, I write it below it. So A is 1, is obviously a vowel, so we write that above. N is 5, write that below. D is 4, write that below. R is 9, below. 5 is for E. R is 9, 5, 1, 8, 6, 5, 9. It's a lot of... See, all these numbers I'm reading in your name literally tell me like all the power that you got from your name. Okay. So now I have to pull out the calculator. This is crazy because these other numbers reveal things too. So that's why I separate them. So if I took your vowels and added only your vowels together, then that'll tell me what your soul number is. Your soul number is your inner, it's also called your heart's desire number. It's like your innermost self. And then if I took your consonants and added those together, that'll tell me your personality number. That'll tell me what other people look at you, like how you come across to other people. And then adding them together, both equals your life path number. And then even if I took your first name and added all of those numbers up, that's telling me your growth number. Your growth number represents like what you have to do to live up to your fullest potential. And like, because I'm telling you, these numbers are everywhere. They're everywhere. So we're gonna add up your life path. So
this is deep.
Yeah, that's deep.
okay, so for example, his vowels equals 36. We have to reduce 3 plus 6 is 9. So that's actually your soul number is 9. 9 is a humanitarian. So on an emotional level, you feel like if people can do the right thing, they should. Emotionally, that's how you feel. Not even logically. You just like, if people can do the right thing, they should. It just only makes sense. That's the humanitarian part of you. On an emotional level, if you can help people, you will. On an emotional level, you probably gave more than you had the capacity to give. That's all that humanitarian energy
Listen,
that you carry.
That's crazy. Tatiana.
Formers Food Podcast.
That's crazy though, right? Do you hear? Because and this is what you don't know is I give away to the community a lot. That's wild.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, okay.
I want to see what mine's like.
Okay, so then we got, and that's 3. Wow. Okay. So then we got your personality number actually is 3. So how people see you, 3 represents joy and expression, communication. So that's how people see you. They see you as a person. People actually they look at you as a source of happiness. Have you noticed that?
Absolutely.
That's that energy. People come to you for happiness. That's how they see you as a person that's always exuding that energy.
Can I tell you something? This is crazy. Before I left home today, right? Me and my wife was talking, and I coach the girls basketball, right? All of the girls on the basketball team just love me, and their parents come up to my wife like, they just love him. Like when he comes, he lighten up the game, and so for you to say this, bro, this is deep. No, this is deep. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Man, Ashe,
my brother.
So the vowels added up to 9. The consonants added up to 3.
So what's Ashe?
Ashe
is, go ahead.
It's a Yoruba term that basically means that to speak life over something. It means that it's already done, but it also can mean like life force energy. So if I say, I'm utilizing the Ashe of my ancestors, that means I'm utilizing the energy and the life force and experience of my ancestors to do something. Okay. So 9 plus 3 is 12. So we got 1 and 2 together. That's 3 as well. So your life path is 3. Life path is 3. And so that means that you're very creative, right? So 3s are chock full in the entertainment industry. So it's just no wonder why we are here now, because of the energy that you carry. You are gifted with your word. So this is a blessing and a burden, right? Because God wants you to express yourself, express your truth. And that's why he gave you the ability of creativity to do it. So you might be good at public speaking, spoken word, poetry, music, dance, art, fashion, interior design, acting, photography, all things creative, cooking, right? You probably can do all of that stuff because that's what God created you to do, to express. Now, the dark side of 3 energy is that you can be blunt sometimes. Like you may have found that about yourself. Like you really can just tell it how it is, and people with 3 energy, their words carry power. So you could speak life over somebody and change the way they see themselves. Or you could say something to somebody out of anger and they'll never forget it.
I got to be a 3.
Or you got 3 energy in you. 3 energy in your chart somewhere. But that's the thing with the 3. That's what you carry.
Wow, that's dope.
Let's try me. Let's see what I bring.
So you wanted me to calculate your life path number?
Mm-hmm.
So what would be your full name?
Tatiana Williams.
Tatiana.
Williams.
Do you have a middle name?
Dominique.
Dominque.
Dominique.
Okay. And
Williams.
then Williams. Okay, so again, so does anybody got another pen? Because I want to show y'all this numerology. I wish I had another pen.
God, I don't need the. I don't know if my person left. Let me see if
So yeah, whenever we get one, I'm gonna show y'all a tip.
You got a pen on your back?
ink pen. This is dope. This is deep. deep and this is good. Sorry, my brother.
That's okay. Okay. So I'm gonna choose you, brother. I want you to do this exercise. So this is actually how I'm determining the numerical value of each letter of the alphabet. So I want you to write 1 through 9, and keep a little space between them, but 1 all the way through 9. So then while you're doing that, I'm adding these numbers. Yeah, so then when you get to so then under 1, put A. Under 2, put B. Under 3, put C, and then so forth. So then under 1, put J. And then under 2, put K, and then so forth.
This is a good show. I like this.
So everything is learning. I love to learn.
And it's consciously waking you up, consciously putting you in tune with your spirituality, right?
Okay.
Wow. Okay, so yeah, you did it. So this is actually how you determine the numerical value for everybody's name. So if you look at Tatiana, the T falls under what? 2. So then this is how I'm adding all of these numbers together to figure out your true
Okay, got you.
life.
I think I saw that on one of your reels where you displayed them numbers, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. I tried to catch it, but it be going so fast, man. I can't pause the screen in time on it to catch the number.
Yeah, it's a lot. That's why, I keep making part 1 and part 8, and, because it's like, you ain't going to get it in one video, but it's like, I just want to make you aware of it.
So
Absolutely.
what was the reason for him going above and below again?
Okay, so because the vowels represent emotions. Consonants represent logic. So that's why you have to separate them. You don't, because we're counting 2 different things. So when I add all your vowels up, it equals the truest emotional part of you, which is your soul number. Mm-hmm. Then when I add all
Consonants below.
the consonants are below the letters. So here are for your vowels. We got 63, which is ironic because his was 36, and both of those add up to 9. So you got the same soul number as him, and that's also could be a reason why y'all get along, because when you find people whose numbers are in your chart, that's the reason for instantly being attracted to somebody or instantly not liking somebody. It's the numbers.
Oh, got you.
And so there's these things called concord numbers, right? So there are numbers that have relationships with each other. So 1, 5, 7, they all get along. So if you would naturally a 1, if you find people with 5 energy, she got a lot of 5 energy because I read you on the way here. That's the reason, because 1 and 5 get along. 7 get along with them. 2, 4, and 8 get along. So when you find people with, and then 3, 6, 9, the most famous concord numbers, but that's the reason, So that's why, like, when you meet somebody, if you know how to do numerology, you can already tell how the relationship gonna go. No, she gonna be argumentative. I'm gonna be trying to be in the house. This ain't gonna work. For real, the numbers will tell you. The numbers ain't gonna lie.
He got me over here really trying to do it. I'm over here really trying to do it.
I asked him, I said, what did you get when you first met me?
Yep, and then I start reading it right away. But it's interesting. So then on the soul level, you share that humanitarian thing with him, where if you just feel like if people can do right, they should do right. Also, not to forget that 9 is the spiritual number. So spiritually gifted, both of y'all probably have prophetic dreams that come true, or deja vu a lot, or just strong hunches and intuition about people. All that stuff comes from the fact that y'all have 9 soul numbers. Mm-hmm. Also, both of y'all are able to reinvent yourself. If you think about it, if you look back on who you were even in the beginning of this year, whole nother person.
I believe that.
That's that.
Let me tell you, it's scary. Listen, it's scary.
You gotta show me now.
It's scary, bro.
But then I didn't get to her life path. I'm just on her soul number. Her personality number.
It is dope.
It was 46. You have 4 and 6 together. You know, that's 10. You got 1 and 0. That's 1. So people look at you as a leader. People look to you for guidance. You know, have you noticed that throughout your life? Like that that's who you are. You know, and so the duality in that is you either are exhibiting the truest qualities of a leader, someone who's kind, patient, understanding, or you exhibiting the tyrannical aspects, you know, where you're abusing your power probably, or just being unmovable in your approach. So
no, it's the first one. It's definitely the first one.
You know, but we live and we learn, you know, that's why we get another day every day. But so then if we add 9 and 1 together, that's 10, and that equals your true life path, which is 1 plus 0. So your true life path by adding your birthday up is 1, and that is the one of innovation, of trailblazing, of intuition, being inspirational to other people. Your gift is your curse if you let it be, right? So the one's gift is the fact that they know who they are, like they confident. It's like they so rooted and grounded in what they believe. So it's like you can't convince a one that they're not great where they know they are great. You cannot. It's impossible, right? Mm-hmm. And it's so hard to shake a one from something that they believe. Like it comes with you have to have a lot of evidence, a lot of persuasion to get a one to abandon a belief. That's powerful in the form of their purpose, what they're called to this planet to do. If someone, like, for example, the one is like, man, I see opportunity around that, and other people only see problems. And if we just do this, that's $1 million business. Everybody like, man, that ain't never happened. Nobody's ever done that. The one like, well, watch me do it.
That's me.
That's power, right? But then in interpersonal relationships, the one can be stubborn and unmovable. And then that's where the blockage come from, because then it's like, I'm always right. You can't tell me nothing. It's like, turn it off, bro. Like, it's okay to be that in the corporate world, but at home, like, chill, like, you know.
I bet she can't even sit down right now because you explaining her to the T right now. She can't even sit still. I know she can't.
Let me see. Okay, yeah, brother.
He over here trying to learn.
You missed. See, the 3 is supposed to go above U is a vowel.
Oh.
But you got the basic premise of it. You know, if you keep practicing.
Man, I forgot. I ain't been to school so long.
But you got the basic premise of it though. But since I didn't rate everybody on the panel, it's only right. Did I get you one, brother? So what is your full name?
Jaquay.
How you spell that?
JACQUAY.
Middle name?
Lawan. AWAN.
LAWAN. And then last name?
Carr.
How you spell that?
CARR. Anybody watching, don't be trying to read.
Okay, so I gotta explain, like, you know, these power letters that I keep saying that y'all got, and this is the reason why this podcast is so powerful, because we surrounded by masters in this room right now. So, well, a lot of people don't understand what I'm saying. It's the Q. You also had, was it a Q in your name too? And I don't remember yours, but the power letters are under 8. So can you tell me what those power letters are, brother?
H, Q, and Z.
If you have H, Q, and Z in your name, you are destined for wealth. Like, you know, people with those letters in their name, they're overachievers. People with if you anything they got an interest or passion for, they gonna excel naturally at it. You know, so those people, they good with money management, they good at saving, all that stuff. Now, if you don't have those letters in your name, unfortunately, you do have.
I don't know about the saving part, but you right.
Well, you know, I bet you be on your money still though. Be like, man, hold on, wait, because like just the energy there, you want to be responsible with your money, even if you're still learning too. Yeah. You have that energy in you.
I'm the saving guy. I'm Julius. That's 56 cents worth of electricity.
Now, the people that don't have those letters in their name, unfortunately, they do have a karmic debt to money. But don't worry, because that don't mean that you do have a hard time getting money. that just means you got a hard time keeping it.
You like to spend and go in debt.
Those are the people that are impulsive, and I'm one of those people. I don't have Q, H, or Z in my name. But the crazy thing is my growth number is 8. So if you add my first name up, it equals 8. So that was the universe balance it out. Like you ain't got it in your name, but your first name add up to it.
Oh,
so
wow.
that means that everything I do is like I'm always thinking of ways to get money. Because my first name add up to 8. So anything with power is like, that's how the universe be balancing us out. So it's like, we got other numbers too. We got challenge numbers. The challenge numbers are the numbers. Well, okay, they go by different numbers, different name. So the right way to call it is the life. We'll just call it life challenge numbers, but it's the numbers, it's the letters that's not in your name. So, for example, if I look at Jaquay Lawan Carr, and I got all of his numbers right here, so I can just literally start counting. I see a 1 in his name, because it's only 9 numbers.
Right.
There's only 9 numbers in the entire universe, because if you add any number after 9, it always will reduce back between the number between 1 and 9.
Right.
So, you see, if he got all 9 numbers, J is 1. Do I see a 2 in here? Do you got T, K, or B? You got a karmic debt to 2, right? 3, I see 3 there. Do we see 4? Do you got D, M, or V in your name? Nope, you got a karmic debt to 4. 5. Do you got N, E, or W in your name? Yup, you got a 5 right there, so you good. 6, F, O, or X. Is that in your name? No, I don't see no 6 in your name.
Yeah, you calling it out though, and he ain't even looking at this paper right.
Yeah, I don't see no 6. You got a karmic debt to 6. 7. Yep, and the Y, that's that. You got a 7. 8 was obviously there, and then 9. R or I.
Yep.
I'm taking this home.
Yep. Okay, so boom. You have a karmic debt to 2, 4, and 8. So 2, remember I was saying that 2 was the energy of community. So you came to this planet to learn how to work with other people. That's one of your big things. You got to learn how to, sometimes your needs, got to learn how to take a back seat sometimes. And then you got to sacrifice that for the larger group instead of it being me, just what I need.
You know what's crazy though? That's literally like who I am, like my whole life. I ain't never really had the me mentality.
Okay. So that means that shows that you learned that lesson early on. Now the 4 is hard work, building, and planning. So did you ever find yourself being lazy, procrastinating, lethargic? That's that 4 energy, because 4 wants to build, 4 wants to progress. So those times where you was being lazy and not applying your full potential, that was you exercising and learning to work through your 4 challenge number. Now, I said 6. 6 is it seems like you learned that 6 lesson too, because 6 is the energy of love and harmony. So people with 6 that have a 6 karmic, they usually shy away from confrontation. So like, if let's say this was a family reunion and they start arguing, if you would normally be like, okay, it's time to go. Yup. Yeah, I ain't got time for this. But you have to understand is that your voice actually matter. It's to actually, if you were to speak up, hey, y'all cousins, man, chill that out. You will actually be able to make a difference in that.
I know.
So that's what you have to learn. It's how to stop shying away from it and be like, hey, man, no, utilize your energy to bring people together.
I think so. For me, like most of the time, like my shine away be most of the time. Like I just don't think I should be getting involved with. Like I don't know. Once my energy gets affected, to be different. So I stay away from it altogether. Bad energy, nah.
Wow, brother. So I just added up the vowels in your name. Your soul number is 8.
That's a power joint.
That's power. Yep. So like emotionally, like you gotta be.
That's not a.
You got to be achieving. You got to be progressing in life to feel alive. Like you cannot be doing nothing like stuck.
I'm from the start. I think I believe in numerology.
This is all the numbers.
Hey. So listen, y'all. We are actually coming to an end of our podcast, a former food podcast. Kaos, man. You have dropped some jewels today. You definitely did, my brother.
Man, I appreciate you. I'm over here doing these numbers again. Look, okay.
You got time for one more
Thank
question?
you.
Well, actually,
it's a simple one. I promise.
Okay. We'll let you get this last question out, but we kind of got to wrap it up. But okay, go ahead.
It was just real quick. if you had a couple seconds to give your message in totality, what is it?
Good question.
I would say that the free mind is not a barking dog to be tethered to a 10-foot chain.
Good stuff.
Woo! Drop them jewels.
stuff.
Hey, again, Kaos, man. We appreciate. Let's give Kaos a round of applause for coming out and joining us today. Yeah, we appreciate you, my brother. You definitely have dropped some jewels, and we appreciate
thank
you
you.
so much for traveling out here and being a part of Former Foods. We hope that we made you comfortable, and hopefully we will see you again soon. So please,
We
just
definitely
keep
wanna see you again.
keep us
Definitely
in mind. Again, this is your host, Pastor Messi.
Tasty Topics with Tati.
I'm just Quay.
Hey, and you can find us on Facebook, Former Foods Podcast, YouTube, Former Foods Podcast, Instagram, TikTok, and Spotify. You can be looking forward to this next episode that's about to drop, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in to Former Foods. Until next time, we out.